couple of questions involve our extension schools. And first question about an extension school. How about an extension Bible college in Sacramento, California?
You know how to do that? You come to school, graduate, go through the third year, and you start one, and we'll help you do it. We have a restriction that every Bible school is run by a graduate of the school plus a third year graduate. And the reason we do that is to maintain the integrity of it so that everything is the same. And you know, I've traveled to our mission schools, not every one of them, but I've been to schools all over the world. And you can go into Uganda, South Africa, just any place in the world and hear the testimonies exactly the same as they are at Colorado Springs, because it's the same curriculum. The people have spent 3 years with us. They've been trained on how to run the school, and it produces the same results. And I just believe that that's very important to maintain the same thing. Plus, our philosophy of ministry is different than a lot of people. And you know, we don't proclaim this a lot, but there is a different philosophy. Like many ministries, they will not, they're standoffish. They sneak on the stage and off the stage. They won't talk to people and stuff. We have a different philosophy. We believe that we're supposed to be the servant of all, not the Lord of all. And we try and instill this in the people that run our schools and stuff. And if we just made our curriculum available and let anybody do it, I'm sure that there's some good that would come out of it, but I don't think it would represent me or Charis Bible College well. So we just have a rule that every person who runs one of our schools has to come through it doesn't have to come through Colorado Springs. They can go through an extension school, but they have to go through Charis Bible College and do a third year before they can be the director of one of our colleges. And it's maintained the integrity. It's really good.
And as what's been mentioned in the past here, there are currently 34 different extension schools out there now, and I believe another 6 going to open up here by the end of this year. About half of them here in the United States, the other half international. What is the timetable for the start of the extension school in Honolulu, Hawaii? Any details and leaders?
I don't know exactly. Wendell could probably tell you. As far as I know, it's not starting
September 14th.
I was going to say, I didn't think it was this year. It's September 14 is when, 2014 is when they're planning on starting that.
Okay, some just general questions about Charis Bible College. What is the total cost?
I don't know. You have to answer that.
It's free since it's on him. Now how many of you want to come? So our tuition is, I'm just going to give you some approximates, but if you're wanting exacts, please pick up an application at the back table there if you do not have one. Our schedule of fees is on that, but in an approximation, $3,750 is our tuition, and then we have some additional fees. You have a book fee of a couple of $100, what else, a computer fee, etc. Total cost is about $4,100. And we also give discounts if you pay in advance. If you have additional family members attending, we will give, I believe, I don't want to misspeak, but I believe it's about a 25% discount if a husband and wife attend. I think it's a 25% discount for the spouse. Children in the same household, again, we will give discounts there. But total cost for tuition, about $4,100, including all of the fees. As I mentioned earlier this week, we teach out of the Bible, so we don't have these exuberant book fees every term. In that, I believe our syllabus fees are
exorbitant, isn't it?
What did I say?
Exuberant. That's
Same
talking about
thing.
your attitude. You're like Arthur. Exuberant.
Exuberant. I'm exuberant about the fees.
Okay.
That we keep them so low and affordable for everyone. So, where was I?
Exorbitant.
Exorbitant. But where was I going?
Sorry.
Exorbitant.
I'm sorry.
I'm too excited.
I threw you off.
So, very reasonable, I'll just say that.
You know,
What?
really, we've debated this, the finances a lot, but this is what it takes for us to run the ministry. Did you know that the facility up in Woodland Park is not being paid through any of these tuitions? The tuition is what it takes to run the school. AWM is paying for this whole thing just through our offerings. So, you know, if we were to pay for everything that CBC does, like this $32 million complex we're building, it'd be high. But we've compared it to, like, if you send your kids or if you go to a secular university, man, those things are just super expensive, and they aren't near as beneficial as what we're doing. This is the best, it's the best deal around. This will change your life. Really good.
I'm not sure what the average tuition is at a college, but my guess is it's probably 25,000 at least per year.
70, some of them. I know of some of them that are 70 and more. That'd be room and board probably.
Is the schedule Monday through Friday? Yes.
That's for the Colorado campus. Now, the extension schools vary. Some of them have gone to a 4-day time where they put in 5 hours a day, 4 days a week, and they take 1 day off. And so it varies. Our Poland school, I think, only meets on, one Saturday or 2 Saturdays a month and things like that. And they have 8 hours of teaching, and then they send them home, and they have to take the rest by correspondence or something. So it varies based on the situation, but at Colorado,
Monday through Friday. We begin at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we are through at noon. We also have a night school, Monday through Friday. That starts at 6:30 in the evening and ends at 9:30 as well. So
we also have correspondence, which is where you take it by, you get DVDs and syllabus, and you go through and you study, and you send in tests, and they get graded by us. And if you take the first year is all we have by correspondence. But if you take the first year's course by correspondence, you can, if you passed your test and with an approval process, you can come straight into our second year program. So you'd only have to spend 1 year at one of the extension things. We also have an online course where you do it all on the internet, and you are in a group. You have to sign up, but these come around pretty often, about every
6 weeks.
6 weeks. There's a new class, and you can sign up and take these courses, and you're in a group, and there is interaction where you interact with the other students online. You have a facilitator, which nearly all of the facilitators are our extension Bible school directors. They facilitate these online courses, and so you interact, and what it does, you can go at your own pace, but you can't just let it go. You have to finish that course within that 6 weeks time frame, so it keeps you accountable, and you do have a semblance of a class. And we've actually had some students write in and talk about that they love the interaction among the other students, and they've made friends and stuff, and it's different than just correspondence. It's an online class type situation.
One of the main differences between correspondence and online, correspondence, they come DVDs with the syllabus, and you are totally free to complete that on your own timing. And the online platform, you have a start date and you have an end date. And again, as Andrew mentioned, you're in an online virtual classroom with other students, and you interact with the facilitator, interact with the other students.
We had little Jean graduate when she was 89 years old, and man, she was a spark plug of the whole place.
Yes, she is.
She was awesome. I would say that what is our medium age? Isn't it somewhere around 41 or 42? Is our average age. We're getting more and more young people in, and we're in the process of doing some things like with this 1 year foundational course, trying to get people to send their kids to the school at least before they go into a secular university. I think it'll be more young people coming in, but we still have hundreds of young people in there. It's awesome. But it is like Gary described earlier, it's like a family. And so everybody gets along, and there's not a competition. It's really a healthy situation. I actually like a lot of the older people coming because they've already got a lot of the stuff out of their system. They know what works and doesn't work. They appreciate the teaching in some ways more than the young people do because they don't know some of the problems that they're going to face. These older folks have already been through it. They really appreciate the liberty and the freedom that they're learning about. Plus their kids are typically gone and they have at least enough income coming in that, they aren't pressed with finances and they are free to go anywhere in the world. So really, people that are over 50 are great to come to Bible school. You're just prime students.
So anybody over 50 is old.
I guess. I'm looking at that in my rear view mirror.
There you go. I like the younger people too.
We like all of them.
We like all
the youth bring a lot of
ages.
enthusiasm and stuff that, man, we need. I mean,
there's a boldness with the youth,
everybody.
and there's a confidence.
Yeah.
It is. It's just a wonderful mixture. And leading on to the question, Andrew started to touch on it. You mentioned this morning your desire to reach out to more college-age students. What is the current number of 18 to 20-year-olds that attend CBC? I don't have that specific number, but we do have a pie chart. I thought it was on our website, but I couldn't find it. We do have the age demographics segregated by decades. And our 18, I guess it would be 20 to 29 segment there represents the largest group of the Bible College. And I want to say it's close to 30%, 27% of the student body falls within that particular age group. As Andrew mentioned, I believe the median age is in the early 40s. And
that means we got some really old folks in there to balance these young ones.
That's right. That's right. Do you have to attend second year Bible school in Colorado?
Not second year. You can take second year in any of our locations. Plus, many of our larger schools also have a third year apprenticeship program, but it's not the same as Colorado Springs apprenticeship program. Ours here, we have Paul Milligan and all of these men that you saw up here, and it is so specialized and so interactive, and they have projects that they do as groups and stuff that we have not yet figured out how to export it to our extension schools. So the extension schools have third-year programs that are good, and they do hands-on. You learn hands-on experience about the ministry, but it's not the same as third year here. This third-year program is only in Colorado Springs the way that it is, but the first and second year are the same in any of the schools worldwide.
Are there night classes? We've already talked about that. Can we purchase second-year curriculum for home study just like you have for the first year?
No.
You want to say why?
I don't know. Why I don't know?
Well, what I've been told, why we don't have a second-year correspondence is the second year we start focusing on the practical application of what you learned in first year. And that's why we would want you and require you to actually come to a campus. It's hard to practice giving a marriage, performing a marriage, or a funeral, or communion on your own, and that we actually evaluate the other students' critique those times as well. Every second-year student is required to go on a foreign mission trip as well, so it would be hard to coordinate some of those efforts if you just did that out of the home. But the real reason is we start focusing on the practical application of ministry, and you can't do that by yourself.
There's 10-minute talks on a lot of different things. We have funeral directors come in and talk about how to minister to people who are grieving and how do you do this, and we just can't export that stuff. It's all hands-on things.